to Inspired Minds 360 podcast.
The green light has been all the way put on Jay Prince's sons, both of them, especially Junior and anybody standing with them. This green light is not a joke. Them ATL goons, they gunning for him. It's not a like when we see you, it's a we're coming to get you.
You already know, A plus here. Be more, First Lady. We are jumping on the whole subject of Takeoff. The artist from the Migos getting murdered in Houston and whatnot. And as sad as it is that we lost another black man to violence, for me, I look at that situation and I'm telling myself, not because he's an artist makes him more special than another person, but he is an artist that comes from a well-known group at the end of the day. Where is the Black Lives Matter movement? We talk about Black Lives Matter. Yeah, where are you guys at the end of the day? Because we don't see any marching, any protesting. And again, sadly enough, when it's black on black crime, you don't find as I don't see it, and I don't find as though these groups like Black Lives Matter are out there showing their strength, showing their concern when this was international news with this man being murdered. To the family and friends, we share our condolences at the end of the day. And again, regardless of how it went down, many of us will never know the truth as far as if it was a setup, if it was something that was due to a certain altercation at the end of the day. But black on black crime, here we go again. Another black man gunned down. How you feel about that?
I think, and this, this is probably not an unpopular opinion anymore. I'm not really necessarily just pro Black Lives Matter like that. Like any group that lends itself to people that obviously don't like us,
right?
It's already been infiltrated. Like NAACP, I feel like it was infiltrated. In fact, isn't it a white person who was over the NAACP now?
It's a white person now, and I believe when it first started, from its inception, it was a white person that was in charge of it then, which is ironic. But go ahead.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things. And if you look at some of the people that were actually, besides us sending them all of our money, not me, y'all, but I can't take credit for that. But they're getting money and stuff from these, from people that you just, closet racist here and there. Right. Like, it's just, where is the money coming from? You got to go ahead and you got to take a look at that. The Black Lives Matter, it was unsettling for me the moment I saw witches holding up signs talking about Black Lives Matter. That was unsettling. But it wasn't as unsettling as it was when I realized who was standing next to them. It was the Amish. First of all, when witches and Amish people agree on something,
what you're saying is
they do not agree on nothing.
Well. If you're speaking on the Amish, you rarely see the Amish in public.
How did they know?
For those of y'all who don't know who the Amish people are,
how did they even know about the march?
They stay away. They're usually very reclusive, and they stay away in their own communities. They rarely come to the city, which they do at various points in time. They'll come down to the city to observe what's going on.
They have like a pilgrimage, but this wasn't one or two on a pilgrimage. This was a group of these people holding up signs. I mean, standing strong too. I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, how did y'all even hear about this? Been on the news. Y'all ain't supposed to have TVs. Are y'all lying to us? And since when have y'all been comfortable standing next to these witches? Right. Talking about some coexist, Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Okay.
Well,
that's what threw me off of it.
Yeah.
As soon as I was like, you know what, Black Lives and George Floyd and all these other people who are getting shot down. I'm remembering Emmett Till and all that other stuff. This has been going on forever. And I happen to turn my head to the television and see Amish and witches standing next to each other. That's what
the mere fact that that is something that you've noticed, and you kind of raise the eyebrow and whatnot.
Usually,
so it's not right.
When everybody stands with us, somebody about to take over.
And again, not to stray off of our topic of conversation, but we just want to touch on the fact that in our black communities, at the end of the day, we have a sickness that is still present, where you find black men or black women ready and willing to take the life of another black person, but you don't come out and have that same energy, so to speak, when you are amongst a different group of people. I'm not even gonna put it out there. Read between the lines at the end of the day. Read between the lines.
Yeah.
You don't have that same energy when it comes to a certain group of people. You cower down to a certain degree.
It's just like they're the apologists of it. It's just like you spend so much time. Okay, here I'm venting for a second. It's slightly off topic, but it's on topic. First of all, I don't agree with the whole, well, we need to make them change their system in order for us to be able to exist in there. First of all, y'all, if y'all have heard some of my rants on our lives, hashtag check out our IGs.
Of course.
We've talked about this. I will kick some people out of a country. I am not above it. But I feel like you can't go to somebody else's country and be like, oh, you need to change your system to accommodate us, right? Even though we didn't voluntarily come here. We can't now sit up there and tell them to edit a system that's not broken. This system isn't broken. This system is working exactly the way that it should be working. It was created like this, and we weren't a part of it. So it shouldn't shock anybody that it does not work for us. And so instead of us sitting there trying to convince them to change their ways and change their system and include us into something that they're never going to include us in, remove yourself from the thought process of trying to get into that system. That system doesn't want you. It wasn't made for you. So make your own. We've done it before. We could do it again. We've done it.
Well, hold on. You say make your own. For some people out there, if your understanding would be more saying, make your own system. I'm going to assume you're talking about, for example, like Black Wall Street in Oklahoma, right? Mm-hmm. They created their own system, correct?
That's one of them, yeah.
But at the end of the day,
they still had elements of, because we're here,
that's
right?
what I want to touch on.
Of it,
exactly. Even in this system, if you try to create your own system, to me, it's a 50-50 chance that it will be successful. Why do I say that? Look at Black Wall Street. For you all, again, who don't know about Black Wall Street, look it up. It was based in Oklahoma, but the African American community had their own system going on, and through jealousy, it was
so much. It's loaded.
It was burnt down to the ground, right? So in my mind, what I'm saying is, regardless of the system you create within this system, to me, it's a 50-50 chance that it will be successful. Why? Because you still have to deal with the elements of the system that's around you, that was created not for you.
Yeah, but there was we weren't integrated, right? And so because we weren't really integrated like that, we didn't need certain things. We had our own. We didn't have to go to them for medical help. We had our own doctors. We didn't have to go to them for groceries. We had our own grocery stores. We had our own grocers. We had our own butchers. We had our own bakers. We had all of our own things.
Right.
Our own hairstylists, our own products, our own everything that worked for us. The black dollar stayed in our system. I believe it was like 3 months, or maybe even 3 weeks, something like that. It stayed in our. Our money didn't leave our community for a really long time.
Right.
We didn't need them for nothing, and it was successful. And then they blew it up. But it was there. We're capable of doing it, and we could possibly do it again. My point is, we can't sit up there and now force them to try to change a system that they don't think is broken. It's their system. Why would they change it?
Right.
They haven't changed it for years. Why would they do
So
it
the
now?
system is technically working for
who it was made for.
Who was made for? You know,
it was never meant to, and I think some people just have to go ahead and accept it.
I was watching Dr. Umar Johnson. I think we watched something, and he basically said that it's sad that you have these black billionaires who have not created an institution that for the betterment of the African American community. and that's sad at the end of the day. You know, you talk about creating systems. Create something that can educate our young minds to who we truly are as people, where we truly come from, things like that. Because you have, and no disrespect to rappers, right? I big up my conscious rappers, first of all, for touching on knowledgeable subjects. Now, to my mainstream rappers, I don't knock my mainstream rappers. I can't relate to them. I don't live that lifestyle of money, cars, women, drugs, XYZ.
They don't live that lifestyle. You know,
but even if they don't, you're perpetuating that lifestyle, right?
Yeah, but what we're talking about is controlled money with them.
Controlled money, yes.
Look who's writing their paychecks. You think they're really going to let them invest into something like that?
They're not.
Not to mention, they don't get paid a lot at all. They screw them over in their contracts all the time.
But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you guys are the one you guys are the individuals kicking out the violent thoughts and violent lyrics and XYZ, and I don't know if many rappers think that's not going to affect the community, because you technically are role models you're role models.
They know it's going to.
The role models are not the doctors, the teachers, the lawyers,
we don't have
the firefighters, the police. You don't role models anymore. The rappers are the role models. So look at what you're doing with your lyrics. Look at what you're doing with your lyrics. You are inciting young minds to become violent.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a controlled system and industry in and of itself. You can't expect them to be, and plus you can't, if y'all are looking for your kids to idolize some rap stars thinking that they're going to teach them some values instead of you as the parent instilling the values and stuff and being the very thing that your child should aspire to be, there is a problem here. I never looked at TV and was like, I want to be just like Beyonce. No, I want to be like my mom.
But
that's I didn't experience that. Mm-hmm. I didn't idolize stars like that. I had stars that I liked very much, but I didn't like them so much to actually be like, I want to be her when I grow up. No, my mother.
But that's you, the girl that says, well, listen, I wanted to be like Beyonce. Mm-hmm. Beyonce got the fame. She has the good looks. XYZ. I'm not saying that it's wrong for the young girl for a young girl to say she wants to be like Beyonce. But what about Beyonce do you like? Mm-hmm. What about Beyonce is what you call it is encouraging you to be like her? Is it the way she moves her body? Is it the fact that you like her voice? You know, what is it? So,
that's a loaded question. I'll move off of Beyonce. The Beehive will be in the comments talking about the Queen.
Right. I'm just saying, in the black community, we look at Takeoff's his death. We look at the fact that, again, how much more has to go on in our community for us to wake up?
We are
how much more
each other.
Exactly.
We are taking each other out.
Exactly. And this is what they want at the end of the day. Yeah. And again, I'm not gonna just solely speak on Takeoff or the problem in the African American community. This is happening worldwide in many of communities, in the Caribbean community, in the African community, in the Afro-Latino community. It's happening where we are killing each other off. Mm-hmm. And for what?
Not to mention Africa.
Exactly. So, I think that, you ask yourself, what is the solution? I don't know if there's any solution for our people, whether we are in Africa or the African diaspora.
They need to. There is a solution. It has to do with them waking up and figuring themselves out and figuring out who they are. Even if not even from a religious standpoint, just a regular person standpoint. Is this really your personality?
Right.
Where are you getting this from? Why don't you aspire to be something successful or something better? Like, if you put, instead of you out there trapping all the time, if you put half that half that energy into the thing that you're actually good at. Some of y'all are some science majors without learning science for real. You are figuring stuff out. You are actually doing things that if you were to put your energy into actually doing something constructive,
right,
it would be so much better than you going out there and poisoning your own community with drugs. Like it really would, because it's with all that stuff, it comes like gang violence and turf wars and different things like that. We've been fighting the same wars for like years, y'all. Like when does it get old? Like when does it get old? It's like you're out there doing some of the same stuff, and it's the same results, and then you have the next generation who are coming out thinking that they got something to prove, who wants to be the realest. Like it don't matter, because none of y'all own this street. Show me the one who owns this street, I'll show you who the realest is. Right.
You don't own the block. You don't own any buildings on the block.
You don't own nothing.
But you're claiming this with your life. You're willing to die for this. For these streets, for these, that you don't own, buildings you don't own. How I don't want to use the word stupid at the end of the day, but that's just a lack of knowledge. That's
a lack of care.
A lack of care at the end of the day. That's
yourself,
ignorance.
You don't care about your tribe. You don't care about the other people. Like there's no respect for life.
Right. Exactly.
They don't respect life anymore. It used to be, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not about to take the life of another person. It didn't matter what race they were. You ain't gonna take the life of another person. Now everybody is just taking lives with reckless abandon, like you in a GTA lobby. Like it's ridiculous.
Right.
Like y'all shouldn't be out here just shooting up each other like that. Like you got extra lives. You don't. You really don't. And from what I understand, you take a life that it sticks with you forever.
Right.
Now, could you imagine somebody taking a lot of those lives? Like you got.
I believe we had watched this together where, I was watching. I want to say it was someone from Dr. Umar Johnson again, and basically, a young man was basically saying that you have to make a stand when it comes to anything toxic or negative that you've done amongst your own people, right? There has to be, or there should be a point in time where you reflect and say, what have I done negatively? What toxicity have I brought to my people, my community, and make that stand to say, you know what? No more. I'm not bringing that anymore to my people. I'm not bringing, any type of negative advice.
Oh my gosh,
negative
advice.
Even when it comes to, like, for example, your diet. Even educating the minds of, as far as trying to eat a healthier diet, not bringing negative.
I don't eat no swine. Goes and buys McDonald's.
So the young man was basically stating that he was making a stand to turn a new leaf, so to speak, and not do or bring any more toxicity or negativity to himself, to his community, to his family, XYZ. And I think that's where we have to get to that point of being conscious or becoming conscious and saying, hey, let me reflect and see what I've done negatively. First, start with myself or my community or individuals, and how do I change that? How do I go to the point of saying, you know what, no more. I'm trying to move more in a positive light, So,
Nothing, if any, it's just self-reflection. It's like what you find important in your life or whatever. Like, it's not, I'm not no thug or anything like that. I don't pretend to be. I'm a whole nerd. I like video games and anime. Like, I'm not out there, pretending to be something that I'm not. I'm just not. Like, I'm not busting it open at the clubs. I'm not out there perpetuating an image that I just don't see myself in. And a lot of y'all don't even see yourselves in the roles that you're playing. Like, some of you girls don't even see yourselves the way that you're dressing. That's not your personality. That's not even your whatever attitude that you're portraying. That's not even who you are at the end of the day. You might be a real chill person when you're at home, away from everybody else. But as soon as you get around your friends,
you're a whole different person.
Way.
And that comes from, I think that comes from learning and maturing. Right? We all go through our stages in life and whatnot,
What happened to the Just Be Yourself crew? Like, where are they at?
So we talk about that to say, again, Just be yourself. Just be known. Just be who you are. Don't get around these people. All of a sudden, you start acting in a whole different manner. Because you look at Takeoff, right? Mm-hmm. We don't know many of us don't know his true personality.
And from what I hear,
So you look at the fact that
he's just real chill. He wasn't even into any of that.
Exactly, and what I'm saying, look at that, real chill guy from what people have been saying, right? Mm-hmm. But involved in whatever at the end of the day, and lost his life because of that. And you might think to yourself, how this guy?
It's like a dice game or something.
Well, that's what I heard. It was like a dice game.
He was just around.
Right.
Y'all,
but
wrong place, wrong times too. Stop being in these places with all these people who got all these. Why you need to be at a party where you feel like you got to bring a gun?
Exactly.
You here to have fun. Why you need a gun?
Exactly. Yes.
Like, listen, and where are the people? Where are the friends and stuff that they're actual friends? I see my friend put a gun in her purse. Hey, friend, what you doing? Right. Where we going, friend? I thought we was going to a party. We are. Who you think you're gonna see? Why do you have that gun?
Yeah. So let's address.
Come on.
Yeah, address these things because I mean, we have to again as a people, as an individual. Be conscious. Try to be as conscious as you can with where you're placing yourself, who you're placing yourself around.
Yeah. That matters
again,
too.
if you're that chill person. I understand. You may want to experience some things with your so-called friends at the end of the day, but if it's really not you, and it's not your environment, quickly understand, that you should take yourself away from that.
Yeah, that's not you.
So
you can't survive in that kind of environment. That's not who you are. And then here's the other thing: you got to be around people you can trust. Some of y'all are making friends and calling people friends, and y'all ain't even been through nothing yet. You just met this person.
Hey, know the difference between a stranger, an acquaintance, and a friend. 3 big differences. So,
some of y'all be making friends out of strangers.
That's
and
right.
Y'all don't know these people for real. Like, you just attach yourself to the wrong people, and then you end up in weird situations. And it's not fair to anybody involved. Not you, not the crazy stranger, not the people that you done brought them around. You can't do that. It's like nobody has like a sense of, like self-preservation. You don't think about your safety or the safety. I met this dude one time. He was ready to bring me around his family, and we had only known each other collectively maybe like 4 hours. He was ready to have me around his family, and
I knew nothing about you.
Knew nothing about me
and
at
again,
all.
that could have happened in that situation.
Yeah.
He didn't know a lot of people that was around him in that dice game. Thought it was all cool because why? It's me and my other people here, XYZ, and then boom, something happens. You're surprised. So you could have been in a situation where, again, he could have surprised you. You could have surprised him.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, I never brought him around mine. I don't know why he was so comfortable bringing me around his. I would never. I cherish my people.
Right.
I'm not about to have some rogue come up in here and mess up the house. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my people out there, take heed, of, again, that situation. And when you are putting yourself in a situation that is uncomfortable or unfamiliar, be cautious at the end of the day. We like to kind of end off here and just again, set our condolences again to Takeoff and the family and the friends and whatnot.
Yeah, that's messed up. Y'all went to party and lost somebody. Again, another black man down, which we need to stop in our community. Let's try to uplift. Let's try to, again, stop cursing each other.
Yeah.
Speak life into one another. Build each other up. Surround yourself with positive people.
That's right.
Like-minded people. And even if you are a hood person, I got a lot of hood cousins, right? So, but you surround yourself with like business-minded people. It takes you to a different place and elevates you.
That's right.
Because you're around positive people who are actually get some stuff done instead of those people who just want to sit up and smoke all day.
Right. So there we have it, right? We want to thank you all again for joining us again. This episode of Inspired Minds 360. Like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you all on the next episode. Later.